Last week, we talked all about Magic Kingdom, and this time we're going to stay in Walt Disney World, move over to Epcot, and talk about that park. This is episode 47. I'm Soraya.
I'm Aurora.
And together we're
Just
your
your
average
average
Disney
Disney
travelers. Okay, first of all, I have to say, I misspoke last week when I said that it had been 3.5 years. I was actually going back and looking because didn't sit right with me, and it was actually only 2.5 years ago when we went. It just is crazy to me. It was only 2.5 years ago we went with the Himovitzes. It was 3.5 years ago that our whole family went and did that land and sea trip.
Feels longer.
It does. It feels longer, and I blame COVID. I feel like
I blame the lack of being able to go every year.
because we can't go every year, it feels like forever. If it's been more than a year, it's been forever. It might as well have been 10 years.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay. All right. So that means we have less of an excuse not to remember as much, but it's still, in that time that since then, we've been to Disney World or Disneyland multiple times. And so it's
they
still.
don't have an Epcot.
No, they do not have an Epcot at Disneyland. But I mean, so I do feel a little bit justified still that we're not as on the ball with Disney World as we are with Disneyland. But all right, so we're in Disney World.
Yep.
We're in Epcot.
Yep.
All right, well, let's talk about Epcot.
Okay, well, Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
I'm glad they just say Epcot. Could you
Yeah.
imagine saying that every time it's time to go to Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, guys?
It was Walt's vision was a planned community that would serve as a center for American enterprise and urban living. But after Walt died, his vision was abandoned.
Yeah, because it was like literally supposed to be a city.
Yeah.
Like an actual city where people
Which I
lived.
don't know how well that would have
It's
gone.
hard to imagine.
Yeah.
It would have been incredibly difficult. In fact, what I've heard is that Magic Kingdom was built to fund the city of Epcot. That was the whole purpose of having Magic Kingdom there as well. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, the initial, Walt's vision for Epcot was not what we see. It was not a theme park at all. So it's very interesting. It's kind of makes you wonder what would have happened if Walt hadn't died.
Yeah.
If he had moved forward with his vision, would he have been able to do that or not? I mean, the Imagineers decided that it wasn't realistic. It wasn't really doable.
Yeah.
But they took a lot of the similar ideas, like the idea of innovation and conservation and things like that, and they put it into the park that they did create. So they took the parts that they felt were possible, not, I don't know, using but obviously people are not living there. People are working there, but not in the way that Walt meant.
It'd be cool to live there.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't be what it is. So.
Well, yeah, but it'd still be cool to live at Disney World. You won't
yeah.
need tickets. You'd already be there.
I know, but it wouldn't be Disney World as we know it. It would have been.
No, I'm talking about just
in general.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. It would totally be cool to live there. But I mean, it's hard just to get there, let alone live there.
You're ruining the idea.
Your dream. Crush the dream.
That's the whole... Okay.
Okay. All right, so Epcot opened October 1st. If you recall last week, Magic Kingdom also opened October 1st, but Epcot opened just over a decade later in 1982. So they share the same birthday, but not birth date. Epcot is dedicated to celebrating technological innovation and international culture. So, like I said, kind of some of Walt's dream they did try to use and apply to what Epcot is. Currently, there's two main parts of Epcot, the park. So we have Future World and we have World Showcase. Do you have a preference between the two?
Probably World Showcase.
Me too. I mean, Future World is cool, and I like a lot of things there.
Yeah.
But I love World Showcase and
They have good
exploring.
food.
Yes, they do have good food. That is true. But they're in the process of making some major changes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who's been there recently, there's walls everywhere, construction going everywhere, because they're taking Future World and they're dividing that up into 3 areas, which will then leave Epcot with 4 areas. They're calling them neighborhoods now. And now that those 4 areas, we will still have World Showcase as we know it, but they're going to have Future World divided into World Discovery, World Celebration, and World Nature. And the things that the attractions and displays and things that you find in each of those areas are going to go along with their name. And if you think about World or Future World as we have it right now, you can kind of see how those areas, like, you know, the living with the land and the seas and all those things are going to be in World Nature, you know. And so you can see how it already is those kinds of ideas and those topics and categories. They're just not called that right now, but they're going to create those neighborhoods. So anyways, that'll be cool. That's not going to be done quite yet, though. We've got, I don't know how much longer before that's completed, but so still more walls. If you're going to Disney World soon, if you're going to Epcot soon, there's still a lot of walls and a lot of construction. They're in the process of it.
Yay.
Yeah, yay. But that's okay.
Okay, so World Showcase features 11 countries. There's Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, Italy, the American Adventure, Japan, Morocco, France, United Kingdom, and Canada. And then there's a honorary mention of the African outpost between China and Germany.
Yeah, it's not a full pavilion. It's not considered one of the country showcases, but it definitely is like a, you know, little area you walk by that you can participate in. There's usually like drums and do you have a favorite country or pavilion?
I don't remember much. I only remember the food.
You only remember the food. Oh, that's so funny. Well, do you remember like you were young enough, you did the Kit-Kat stations a lot.
I don't remember any of
You don't remember any of those where you'd go around and color?
I remember from the videos and maybe the slightest vagueness of a memory.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Do you remember what Kit-Kat was? Or is? Because they still have it. Do you want to say that, or do you want me to?
I don't know. I don't remember enough to explain.
Kit-Kat, because I mean, honestly, a lot of the showcases and things are going to be not as interesting to a lot of kids. You know, it naturally wouldn't be the kids' favorite park or favorite area of the parks. So they have these Kit-Kat stations at every single country. And when with COVID now, there are some alterations they've had to do, but in general, basically, they usually will have cast members there that are from they've always had until COVID. The cast members in each country are from those countries, and so they speak the language and they can tell you their culture, and they can share with you anything you really want to ask them about their country, because that's where they're from, and they're just here for like 6 months or so, almost like an internship. But right now during COVID they haven't. I believe they've started up the college program again at Disney World, and so I'm not sure how soon we'll start seeing those to come back. If they've brought in any of the international, I'm not sure, but hopefully that's in the works to happen again. But they would have these people from these countries, and for now it's just regular cast members, at these stations where the kids could color. They used to, you might remember, when they had like the Duffy Bear. It was like on a stick, and you colored the bear, and then you could get stamps all along the stick or things written on the back or anything like that.
I just remember it being on a stick. I didn't remember the stamps.
Yeah. Now they don't do that. They have like it's like a little baggie, a Ziploc bag, and it's almost like it's like a little suitcase of postcards and things like that you put in and get stamped and stickers. I'm not sure exactly because we haven't done it, but it seems to me a little bit easier because, man, those Duffy, I remember always having people just have these bears sticking out of their backpacks because you'd stick the stick in the backpack, but then the bear would be sticking out the top of it. That's how we always carried it too. But anyways, so they have these little things for the kids to go around, and every time they get to these countries, they find their Kit-Kat station, and they can color and get little stamps on it. They can ask the people, like a lot of times people will choose something that they're asking each of the countries to find out how they say it, and it could be a phrase, it could be their name even. It could be even a character's name, because sometimes the characters are called something different in different countries. And so they go around and they can learn this whatever they want to learn from each of those countries. And it's kind of cool for them to go and get all that information. But it gives the kids something to do and enjoy that's really on their level in each country. So anyways, okay. So in 2019, there were 12.444 million guests at Epcot, making it the 4th most visited theme park in North America and the 7th most visited in the world. And I think I'm pretty sure, I mean, obviously all of these that we've been getting so far, like last year and this year, is from 2019, because no one's counting 2020.
Yeah.
And not even 2021, I doubt, because it's just still not normal, as far as guests numbers and everything yet. But still, yeah, that's those stats for Epcot.
The icon is Spaceship Earth,
Which
is also known as the giant golf ball.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, if you don't know what Spaceship Earth is, it's the giant golf ball. And if you think that's just a giant golf ball, go check it out. Spaceship Earth is an actual attraction.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how they did it, but they actually had to figure out how to work on like the outside, because if you think about it, like if it's a sphere, if it rains, naturally all the water would just end up dripping right down in the middle, drenching anyone under it.
Yeah.
And so like this, it's actually more like panels on the outside collecting the water. I don't remember exactly how it works, but
they've engineered it.
Yeah,
like,
to collect
smart.
the water, and so then people under it doesn't get drenched.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And so you can actually duck under there if it is raining, and you're not going to get more wet.
Another fun fact is that Epcot is the only Walt Disney World park that has 2 entrances. The International Gateway is located between France and the United Kingdom.
Yeah, and that's the name of that second or back entrance. So we've used that entrance before. That also, if you take that exit or use that entrance to leave, and you can actually walk along the water there, and a path goes all the way to Hollywood Studios. It's a little bit of a long walk. It's probably it's over a mile. I'm sure. Well, maybe it's about a mile. Maybe it's about a mile. It's about a 15-20 minute walk. So probably about a mile. And so it's a little bit of a long walk, but it's definitely doable. They also do have a ferry, a boat you could take. It does make stops at some of those resort hotels that are there along that way. Beach Club, Yacht Club,
the
Boardwalk. Yeah, the Swan and Dolphin. And so it's not a direct boat from one park to the other, but you can get there. And actually, that's also where the Skyliner has a stop now, right there outside of that entrance or exit, whatever you want, whichever way you're going. So when you take the Skyliner, that's the entrance you would be taken to, and you'd use that to go in. So you enter there. It's a park entrance, and you're in the middle of World Showcase. And so if that's where you're headed, you're right there. And if it's before it opens, then you're not headed there. You're walking through and going over to Future World, because World Showcase usually opens, I want to say around 11. And I'm not sure if that's changed all during COVID with the different, when they've had different opening times and stuff for the park. But usually the park will open, I don't know, around like 9 or so. But the World Showcase part doesn't open till 11. So, although you can usually do dining, a lot of the restaurants that have breakfast, of course, are already open.
Woo, food.
Yeah. Yes, food. All right. So one of the things that Epcot is really known for, I don't know how it really started, to be honest, how long ago, but at one point they started doing a festival, and it was the Epcot International Festival. I believe it was the Food and Wine, I'm going to guess, was the first one. To be honest, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure, I want to guess that was the first one. It seems to be the biggest, most popular one. But now it's kind of evolved to where like they kept adding festivals and things, and now it's almost pretty much year round. There's almost always a festival going on. In fact, the only time there's really not is when they're in the middle of transitioning, putting away from one and putting up for the next. And so those festivals, let's see, we'll just go from beginning of the year to the end of the year. The Festival of the Arts is usually January and February. And then the Flower and Garden Festival is usually March through May. And then Food and Wine has kept getting longer and longer. It's like it keeps starting earlier and earlier. It used to be kind of a fall thing, and now it's turning into a summer and fall thing. And I believe lately it's been, the last year or two, it's been July through October. And then finally the Festival of the Holidays, which is November and December. And I've been to that a couple times. And then we've been to the Festival of the Arts. And we've been, I'm trying to remember if I believe we've been during the time of the Food and Wine Festival, but I don't believe we participated in it.
Yeah, we don't. I'm pretty sure we did go because I remember seeing like stands up for it.
Yeah, and there's food and they'll have food stands up for all of them.
Well, yeah,
it's just heavily, yeah. But we did the last time we went when it was with the Himovitzes was the Festival of the Arts, which was really cool. We participated in some of those activities, and we were able to go around and see some of the artists.
We did the paint by number mural.
Yes, which we didn't see the end result of. We just did our little portion, and then it was scheduled to be completed and ready to have display during the Flower and Garden Festival. Pretty sure it was pictures of flowers, maybe Figment with flowers. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure Figment was there.
Figment was part of it. Yeah. Anyway, so I really want to go during the Flower and Garden Festival sometime. So that's on my bucket list. We have not yet been at that time of year, and so that's high on my list. Do you have any that you are interested in?
Probably just the arts.
The one we did, like, yeah, you really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one. Okay, so let's get to our favorites. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first? Because I keep having you go first, but...
You can go first.
Okay, so I'll go first. Maybe that'll help, because sometimes when I say stuff, it reminds you of things.
Yeah.
So, quick service. Now, like you keep mentioning, this whole park is so good for food. Like, all around, it's good for food. And so, quick service... I think we usually do mostly quick service just because it's nice to kind of take a little, get a little something and graze and then go to the next, spot and not just totally fill up at one place. And so it's hard to pick one favorite. I had to narrow it down, but ultimately what I decided, and I cannot say the name, but it is the French Bakery.
Hey, is that where we got the crepes from?
Yeah, the crepes, I think at the time we got those, they were from a cart, and now they're opening a creperie. But
I bet that's gonna be one of my favorites.
I'm sure it will be. But the bakery, it's way in the back where I don't know if you remember where they have it's kind of
no idea.
The gift shop. And it's like the bakery is part of the gift shop, and you go through the gift shop and you get to the bakery, and they do have food, like they'll have sandwiches and things like that, but we basically always get like treats and pastries and croissants and just different yummy, delicious baked things from there. And it's so yummy. And we'll usually choose and heaven help us if Dad's in there, because we'll end up with twice as many things as if we were just in there. But we'll get a few things, like 4, 5, 6 things. And then we just kind of taste them all of us share together.
Yeah.
So, but I would say that's probably my favorite because it's so good. Everything in there is so good. All right. So do you have a favorite quick service?
I don't remember any of them. I literally just don't have a memory of any.
That's so funny because you talk about the food all the time.
I just remember the food's good.
It doesn't, not any specific spot.
I think the one we went to, the Mexican pavilion.
Okay, yeah, I really like that one too.
I don't know what I got, but it was probably like a quesadilla or something.
Yeah, and I like the ambiance of that too, because it's like right on the water, and so you can get your food and then sit down and you're next to the water, and it's just nice. But yes, it's good food. Okay, so I'm trying to remember the name of that place actually, and I had it. But I always get confused because there's like 3 different restaurants right in there. There's the one inside the pavilion, and then there's those 2. There's a table service, I believe, and the quick service outside. And I always confuse names. Like one is La Hacienda, I think, and I just can't remember which one's which. Anyways, so I know which one you're talking about though. Okay, what about table service? For me, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna take yours because I know which one yours is. I'll save yours. It's a really good one. But I'm going to say for me, it's actually not in World Showcase, even though there's really, really good ones in World Showcase. Since we normally do have our meals like the quick service ones, actually we don't do as many of the table service, although we've probably still done more table service in this park than any of the others. Probably. But I'm going to say Garden Grill.
I think I remember that one. Isn't that the rotating one?
Yes. So it's a character. It has characters. Mickey is there. He's in his like farmer outfit, and I know Chip and Dale are there. And anyways, they have a handful of characters that go around, and it slightly rotates, but it's super, super slow, and I like it. It doesn't ever bother me. It's not like it's fast. I remember after Dad rode Mission Space one time, he got on that, and even though it goes so slow, it just was getting to his tummy. He couldn't handle it. So I guess maybe if you just got dizzy or, felt a little nauseous from another ride, maybe take some time, don't go straight to Garden Grill.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's a really good one. It has good food. We've eaten there a couple times, but most recently we did do breakfast there. And what's nice about it is it's a little bit easier to get a reservation there than some of the other like character meals and stuff. I don't know why, but it's not usually too hard. In fact, when we got our breakfast, we didn't have reservations. We just kind of stopped in and to see if they had a spot, and they did, and it didn't take very long, maybe like 15 minutes or so, I think, if I'm remembering right. And then we were in there and had our breakfast, and it was really good. So anyhow, okay, so what about you? What's your favorite table service?
I know the names right there, but
You
the
can't.
pronunciation, I don't remember exactly what it is.
To be honest, I'm not positive. I say Tepanito, I think.
That one,
but
yeah.
I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways, and I'm not sure what the right way is. But it's one of
I
the
loved
Japanese
that. I
yeah.
loved that restaurant.
It's basically like a hibachi style. They make, they cook it in front of you, and they're really good and skilled, and they make their tower of onions and make it into a volcano, and
It's fun.
Yeah, it's really good. I like that one too. It's just kind of a fun ambiance and tasty food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So is your favorite part about it just how good the food is, or do you like the kind of the show of it?
Yeah, and the how they make it in front of you.
Yeah. So the atmosphere is good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So attractions. I am keeping in mind that attractions are not just rides. So I did pick 3, and I don't have them in any particular order. But I am going to say the seas. So the whole aquarium. The aquarium is like, I love marine animals, especially whales and dolphins, and they do have dolphins there, so that's my favorite part. And so we'll go through, and I'm pretty much like walking and looking at everything and just making my way as quick as I can to the dolphins. And then I watch the dolphins, and I just love them. Yeah. And so, but all of the seas are fun. It's fun fact, the second largest aquarium in the United States.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, so it's huge. And so that's pretty cool. And so did you know that? Did you know you can go to the second largest aquarium in the United States for quote unquote free when you go to Epcot? Because
oh wow, yeah,
not exactly free, but
definitely for free.
Yeah. So when you're going to Epcot, 2 in 1 there. But okay, so another attraction I really like, and this is gonna be a little bit odd maybe to some people, but I love Living with the Land. Do you remember which one that one is?
Isn't that the boat one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, so you get in this boat, and it's in the same building as Soarin'.
Soarin's in Epcot?
Yes. Yes, it is. So anyways, so you get in the
I'm not as familiar with Disney World.
It's actually the same building as Garden Grill too. That's all in the same building. In fact, the Garden Grill, when it's rotating, you're seeing the different scenes, like the different seasons, and those seasons are actually part of the Living with the Land ride. The Living with the Land ride starts just below it, and you get in and you kind of go around it in the boat. And that's the part that you're seeing when you're in the restaurant. If you're to look down, like you could see that's, yeah. You don't believe me? You don't remember?
No, I
Yeah.
just don't understand what you're saying.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's hard to picture.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, I like that one. One of my favorite parts of that is when they're growing the watermelons in Mickey shapes.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like that. I think it's cool that they do a lot of experimental stuff and innovative ways of growing things. So it's just really cool. And what they're growing, and they use them in their restaurants. And so I like that. And then my last, and this is totally cheating, but it's Olive World Showcase.
That is cheating. That doesn't count.
It totally is
That does
totally
not
cheating,
count.
but it's the truth.
It's
I just love Olive World
That's just basically
Showcase.
just saying like,
I love half the park.
Fantasyland.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
Fantasyland is
It's
my
true.
favorite attraction.
It's true. Okay, well, fine then. What I'll say is my favorite part of. Okay, so I'll pick a pavilion. Okay, so one of the countries, and I
Okay.
like a lot of them, but I'm gonna probably say, oh gosh, it's hard to pick. Hold on a second.
You put yourself in this position all on your own.
I love Morocco. I really like shopping in China. I like eating in Japan. I think it will be France because France.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
I think it's gonna be France
Is it because of the crepes?
partly because of crepes and partly because of the bakery and partly because they have the video that they used to have like impressions of France or whatever they called it, and now most of the showings are actually a Beauty and the Beast sing along, which we haven't been there for. We haven't done that, but I think we would really like it. It's not a live thing; it's just a video. So I think I'd like that, but I also love just like the fountains along there and like the Eiffel Tower in the background. It's just a really picturesque spot. Oh, I love the and this is kind of gonna get into the next category, but I love the performers in France. They're the ones that stack the chairs and do the balancing. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Okay.
Those
I
are
remember
one
that.
of my favorites. I like other performers too, but
They're cool.
But they're really cool. They're fun. Anyway, so all right. So if I'm gonna have to narrow it down from just doing the entire World Showcase, I'll say the France Pavilion.
Okay.
All right, fair. What are your favorite attractions?
Well, Soarin', because now that I know that's there.
Okay.
So Soarin', probably Test Track,
Yeah.
Mission Space.
Yeah. Do you have a preference of which line, the green
I
or
prefer the orange.
You like the orange?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do that. I can't even do the green.
That's sad.
Although if that relief band starts helping me out on rides, then I'll
Green
try
is just too passive.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just get sick
I mean, it
on
does
all
spin you
simulators.
around.
Yeah, I get
because
sick on any
it's
simulator.
It's not just a simulator where
It
like
actually
it actually
moves you.
smooth. Yeah, it actually spins, so it gives you the
Man.
gravity effect.
Just thinking about it makes me feel like I'm gonna get queasy. Okay, so do you have another one or those three?
Probably those three.
Okay. All right. So shows, of course, I love the night shows. The only one we've seen though is Illuminations, and they no
Yeah.
longer have that. They've been doing Epcot Forever, which is kind of funny that they call it that because it's not lasting very long. And in just actually when this airs, it'll just be a few days before the 50th anniversary, and that's when they're going to come out with the new show Harmonious. And so I am fully confident that that will be my favorite show, but since it's not even showing yet and I've never seen it, I can't say. So I'm going to go with those performers that are in the World Showcase. And I think my favorites are the drummers in Japan
Yeah.
and then those French performers,
I completely forgot about the French performers.
the ones I just talked about with the chairs.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like before that. I already forgot about them. Now, now I know.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't forget
Yeah.
that quickly.
Yeah, those I think are my favorite of the performers in the World Showcases. So, yeah.
Yeah. Now that I was reminded of the chairs
Yeah.
people,
Would you say that's
probably
your favorite?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. There's so many good there are a lot of good cuz like shows it's not like the same. So like you've got your night show. I'm trying to think. There's not really any shows other than those just the street performers and then like the Jaminators, which are in usually Future World. And then they do have like, yeah, there's the musicians usually are over in like Canada and UK and stuff like that. I'm not sure who's doing it now, if they have any right now. Well, not right now, probably. But yeah, so there's not like shows like some of the other parks. Okay, what about memories? So for me, one of my favorite memories is going during the holidays with my mom. It was her first time going to Disney World, and it was my first time doing the well, it wasn't my first time being there during the holidays, but it was my first time really going and experiencing the festival of the holidays. And back then they didn't call it that, but it was like the holidays around the world, and every country you visited, you could have storytellers telling you their version of their Christmas stories, what their Christmas traditions were, and where it comes from, like where Santa came from, and their version of it. And that I loved. I thought it was fascinating. And the countries that don't celebrate Christmas shared other cultural stories that were really important to them and significant to them. And it was just really, really cool. I loved that. And we also did like the candlelight processional, which they're actually bringing back this year, which I'm excited for, even though we're not going to be there, because that's really cool. But yeah, that was like probably one of my favorite experiences, was doing that with my mom. And then other memories with you, actually.
Oh no.
I just love picturing you and Dad pretending fighting with the swords in Norway.
Oh, that's not bad at all. I like that
Yeah.
memory.
In Norway, in the gift shop, they had like these little wooden shields and swords, and you guys
I remember that now.
had a little battle in the store. That was
I thought
cute.
you remember. You had that tone of "I'm gonna embarrass you."
No. I also love shopping with you in Morocco.
Oh yeah.
And you loved they wrapped a little skirt with little tinkling on the, and like a headdress, and I still kick myself for not buying that for you. I was hemming and hawing over it, and I decided not to, and I regretted it almost immediately, because you loved it, and you would have played with it, worn them, and danced around the house so much when we got home if we had gotten it. But anyways, so what about you? Do you have any good memories or experiences there?
Eating at that Japanese restaurant, but not because of the food, but because of them making it. It's really cool.
The experience.
I don't really have any specific ones. I just remember going on Mission Space for the first time.
Yeah, Dad went with
fun.
you.
Yeah, I went on the green one once, the orange one twice, like right after each other. Yeah, and Dad had to stop after the first orange.
So you went on it twice, once with green, once with orange, and then he was done, and he said, if you're doing this again, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I remember being really like surprised when we went on test track after they did the update.
Yeah.
Because that was very different than...
Yeah, when they changed it from the way that your first time going.
Yeah,
probably.
I don't remember what it was, but I know it definitely wasn't.
When it became more Tron-like, almost, it felt like...
You created your own...
Yeah, you created your own race.
Vehicle thing. Yeah, it's very more techy.
It's definitely more techy.
Yeah. Really, those probably aren't my favorite memories, but they're literally the only memories I actually remember. So, doing the Animation Academy.
Yeah, during the art.
Yeah, that one actually.
The Festival of the Arts. Yeah, because they don't always have the Animation Academy. Well, they certainly don't always have it at Epcot. I think you might be able to find it in other parts of Disney World. I've heard over at Animal Kingdom, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the over in Rafiki's Planet Watch, somewhere in there they do it, is what I've heard. We haven't seen that, but I've heard that. They used to have it over at Hollywood Studios, but...
Yeah, that's where I would imagine it be.
Yeah, it used to be in the animation building there, but they haven't had it there for a while, as far as I know, and I don't know why. It's kind of weird. I know, it would be the perfect place for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, during the Festival of the Arts, they do have it over at Epcot, so that was cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we drew, but
Scrooge.
Oh, Scrooge, that makes sense, okay. I don't know why it makes sense, because it wasn't the holidays. That doesn't make sense. Why did we do Scrooge?
You're just like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Well, at first I was thinking it was during the holidays, but no, that wasn't. It wasn't during the holidays at all. It was like near Valentine's Day.
I mean, technically still holiday.
True.
Just not the holidays.
Yeah, no, it's true. All right, so that was Epcot.
Woo.
Yeah, we like Epcot. Sometimes, depending on the trip and what time of year it is and what we're doing, that is sometimes one of my favorite parks. I mean, I really love going and taking a couple of days to spend in Epcot because I like to explore the showcases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like exploring the showcases, or are you really just there for the food?
I do like exploring the showcases.
That's good. Well, especially since you're getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Good, because I enjoy it. It's fun. So, all right. Well, thank you for tuning in and listening to us this week, and we'll see you next week.
See you.